guys, so right here I have a pack of playing cards. So we're going to start off by go ahead and just mixing up these cards just to make sure that the deck is completely mixed up and the conditions of this trick are completely fair. Now, while this is taking place, I'm going to have the spectator go ahead and simply just name absolutely any card that they want in the deck. And this is a 100% free choice. Obviously, I don't have a spectator here with me, so just to keep things honest, we're going to go ahead and just pick a random card out of this deck to generate a random card. But again, in a real performance, the spectator can actually name any card they want to. I want you guys to understand that. So let's just say we get this card here. In this case, we have the Ace of Clubs. But again, any card can be named, does not matter. In fact, I'd offer the spectator plenty of opportunities to go through the deck and change their mind if they want to. You know, they could have went for a card like the King of Spades if they wanted to. You know, they could have went for a card like the Ten of Hearts. Really does not make any difference whatsoever. They could have went for a card like that Four of Spades. You know, it really makes absolutely no difference what card that they choose to pick from this deck, okay? Completely free choice. Now, here's what I want to try to do here. With no funny moves, all I want to do is simply take the deck, set it down, and just cast a shadow over it, just as so. And I'm hoping that's enough for the magic to happen, because you guys should see that one card and one card only, somewhere in here, there it is. One card and one card only actually stands out from the rest of them. One card with a green back, and again, one card only. Now think about this. You freely named any card. I gave you the opportunity to change your mind. But what was that card you said? It was the Ace of Clubs, right? Wouldn't it be a miracle if this card wasn't just a random card, but was indeed your Ace of Clubs? Now that's a really good trick in my opinion, but it's so good I want to show it to you again. Now technically, I really shouldn't, because they say never perform the same trick twice for the same audience, because once is a trick and twice is a lesson. But I'm going to break that rule today, and I'm going to do it anyway. But now let's go back to the original roots this time. So technically it's not the same exact trick. I'll just spread through here, and you can go ahead and touch the back of any card that you want, just like the original routine. So let's just say you were to go ahead and just touch this card right here. Now again, I won't look, but I'll show you guys the card. Just take a look at it and just commit it to memory, okay? Memorize that card, and we'll lose it right back in the center once again, okay? And same thing, we'll put the deck down and just cast a shadow. And I'm hoping that this will be enough to get one card to stand out again. One card to, I don't see, I didn't see anything spectacular. Hold up. Maybe a little bit longer to cast that shadow, just like that. And okay, now we should get it for sure. Nothing there. What the? That's odd. I don't see another card. The only card that really stands out is the one we used earlier. So I guess really the only thing I could do, maybe if we're lucky, is just cast a shadow over that card. And what was the second card you picked? Was it by any chance the Nine of Diamonds? And yeah, anyways, that's what the trick looks like. I really hope you guys enjoyed the performance. So now let's get straight into the tutorial. Alright guys, hopefully you stuck around for the tutorial. So you can really see the differences in the plot here. The original one, the spectator physically takes a card out of the deck, returns it, and then is apparently lost and shuffled, and then boom, changes color. Now that's a great trick. This one is even more fair. The spectator can conjure up any card, and they can freely name any card that they want. And then that card is the only card in the deck that changes to a different color. Think about how powerful that is to any layperson. They can freely name any card, and boom, it changes color. Think about how powerful that is. That blows minds. Trust me, if you've never performed a trick like this before, blows people's minds. Now, like I mentioned, in the intro to this video, this version of the trick is definitely more advanced than the original version, but well worth learning. Again, I don't want to deter you from performing this one or the original one. You should learn both of them, and then you can use them interchangeably. Like I mentioned, different situations call for different methods, right? So here is what this is going to rely on. So you're going to need a deck of cards, obviously, except with this trick, The deck is going to be a mem deck. That is short for memorize the deck, in case you are not familiar with the term already. And this essentially means that the entire deck is in a very specific stack that you as the magician have completely memorized inside and out. What does this mean? So, any card can be named, and I can instantly recall what position that card falls in the deck. I'm sure you can already see where this is going. And vice versa. Any position can be named like 1 to 52, and you should instantly know what card is in that position. So we're going to use that to our advantage, since the spectator can freely just name any card in this version rather than, picking a card. The only downside to using a stack deck is the spectators themselves can't actually shuffle the deck. So like I did in the performance, you'll have to execute some false shuffles and some false cuts of whatnot if you know how to do so. If you don't know how to do those, I'll leave some links in the description box below, but it's not necessary. You don't necessarily have to do the false shuffles. I always think it's a great idea to do so, just to at least, convince the spectators that the deck is shuffled if they're the ones that are not actually shuffling the deck, And, theoretically too, in the original version, you might be thinking, hey, well, what are you talking about? Because in the original version, there's duplicates, and it's the same deal with this trick. I'll talk more about this in just a second. But, how could you shuffle them if these are in there? You don't want them to see the green card, yada, yada. All you would have to do simply is just palm these cards off in like a gambler's cop, hand them the deck. They can shuffle the deck as much as they want. Once they're happy, secretly just palm the cards back in and return them to the deck. And then, boom, then you can start. So with a shuffled deck. Obviously, again, can't do that with this because it's a stacked deck, but again, that's okay. This one, you get the named card instead of the picked card, which blows mine even more. Again, both routines. You can use either one, decide which one you think is better. I think they're both equally just as powerful. But anyways, let's get into it here. So, you're going to have your deck stacked in whatever deck stack that you like. I'm using the Mnemonica deck stack, but again, any deck stack works perfectly fine. Whatever card is in the 52nd position in your deck stack, you're going to get a duplicate card from a different deck and then place it on the bottom. So essentially, it really is the same setup as the original trick. You just have your duplicate cards, one of each color, at the bottom of the deck. The only difference with this one is that the entire deck is stacked, right? But, alright, aside from that, yeah, let's just get right into it here. So, you're going to start off by having the spectator name any card in the deck. There is zero forcing. They have a 100% free choice. Now, again, just like we did in the performance, let's just generate a random card here, because, again, I really want to prove that I'm not cheating here. We can really use any card. In this case, we have the King of Hearts, okay? So, whenever they name the card, what you need to do is calculate what position that card falls in your deck stack, and that just comes from memorization. So, for me, I know the King of Hearts is in the 35th position in Mnemonica. So 35 cards down is the King of Hearts right now. So I need to find the card, call the card out, move it to the bottom. Now it's under my control. Here's exactly how we're going to do that. What we're going to do is, under the guise of spreading through the cards saying that they can change their mind, we're going to be finding our card. So again, I know it's 35 cards down. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to spread close to 35 cards, but I want to stop a little bit before. So I'm just estimating at this point. So for me, I think this would be a decent, maybe like right here would be a decent place to stop. So I'll flip the deck over here, and I'm going to say you could have picked any card. You could have went for something like the 10 of spades, because that's what I'm showing them. And immediately I'm going to calculate the position of this. So I know that the 10 of spades in Mnemonica is 34. I was actually one card off, which is good. I would have screwed up. If you hit the King of Hearts or past that, it's not going to work. So this actually works out perfectly here. So I could say, okay, you could have picked the 10 of spades. I know in my mind the 10 of spades is the 34th card down, which means the next card is the 35th card. So now I know this is the King of Hearts, which is my target card, right? So once I know where my target card is, I'm simply just going to cull it. I'm not going to go over, culling really in depth, but that's kind of what it looks like. My fingers just pull it out from the bottom. I spread the cards underneath and move it to the bottom just like that. I'll leave an in-depth tutorial to a cull tutorial in the description box below if you need it. But that's essentially what is happening. Now let me take that back 1 second here. 34, 35, 36. Okay, we're good. I just want to give you a different example here. So let's just say we get another card from the deck here, Jack of Hearts. Now, I know the Jack of Hearts is the 20th card down in mnemonic. So, same thing. I'm going to spread. I'm going to estimate a little before 20 cards. I'll go right here, flip it over. You could have changed your mind. You could have went for the 9 of Hearts. Now, I know that the 9 of Hearts is 17 cards down. So now, I know 3 more cards down will be my Jack of Hearts. Bingo. See? Just like that. Now, it's up to me. I can honestly stop at 1 card if I want to. So you could have picked the 9 of Hearts, but you decided to go with the Jack of Hearts. I now just count over 3 cards because I know that's the 20th. Call it out. Or you can show multiple cards. It's completely okay to show multiple cards. So I can be like, okay, you could have went for the 9 of Hearts. Maybe I'll just spread over 1 more card. You could have went for the King of Clubs. Really, anyone you wanted to. Eventually, show as many cards as you want. And then once you count over the appropriate amount of cards and you know where your card is, again, Jack of Hearts here, all you're going to do is simply call it out from underneath the spread and move it down to the bottom. Of course, you want to be conscious enough not to flash the green card when you call the card to the bottom, okay? So we'll use the Jack of Hearts here as our example for the tutorial. We'll just get rid of this deck for now, okay? So once you've called the selection or, the freely named card to the bottom, which another tip for this trick, refer to their card as their thought of card. It makes them feel like they could have thought of any card, which they really did in this case. It just makes it that much more powerful, right? So from here, you just want to centralize these cards. So you really could simply just cut the deck at this point, just cut the cards to the middle, because a cut isn't suspicious. A cut is very natural. No one's going to question why you're cutting the deck, right? Me personally, I don't like to cut the deck. I like to just add in a little bit of a pass, which if you're not familiar with a pass, it's simply just cutting the deck, but in secret. I like to do a midnight shift, which is kind of like a form of the turnover pass, which looks a little something like this as I'm setting the deck down. You don't have to do that. That's just my performing style. That's how I like to do it. I don't like to just cut the deck in the open just in case, because you know how some people can be. But that's just my personal preference. But again, if you don't know how to do a pass, I'll leave a link in the description box below. But again, you very well simply could just cut the deck without drawing any attention to it. No one is going to question you, I promise you. I've done that in certain situations. It's fine. But now, you've centralized the duplicates with the selection right underneath it. So all that's left to do from here is, snap your fingers, cast a shadow, whatever little magic mumbo jumbo you want to do, and then just reveal that only 1 card has changed color. This is already a magical moment on its own. You're now going to take all the cards, the green card, or, the opposite color card, and all the cards below it, and just cut the deck at that point. So you're just moving this to the top, okay? So now what you have here is the green duplicate, the selection, and then the other duplicate from the regular deck is at the bottom. So what you're going to do from here is just a double lift to show that this green card is actually the card that they named. Which, I mean, again, I'm pretty sure you guys all know what a double lift is, but in case you're not familiar, a double lift is simply flipping over 2 cards as one for all you beginners out there to make it look like this Jack of Hearts really is the green card. Once you do the double lift, you're going to do another double lift, turn it back over, and then set down what appears to be that Jack of Hearts off to the side. Now, this is actually your 9 of Diamonds, but they think this is the Jack of Hearts at this point, okay? And again, now you have the other one already loaded at the bottom. You're going to say, all right, I want to show you the trick again. And as you say that, you're going to cut the deck and then hold a break. So don't square it up. You're going to hold your pinky there and hold a break like here, just as so, separating the 2 halves. So you have a break right below that 9 of Diamonds at this point, okay? And you're going to say, just so it's not the same exact trick twice, because if it was, I'd be kind of breaking the rules a little bit. Rather than having you name a card, I'm just going to have you touch a card. And what you're going to perform here is the Touch Force by Gary Ouellette. So what you're doing is you're going to spread through the cards, maintaining the pinky break. Have them touch any card. So you touch that card, and you're going to out-jog it. Now, in reality, let's see, the card that they picked here was the Ace of Diamonds, but we need to make it look like that they picked the 9 of Diamonds. So it's a card force, essentially, right? So all that's happening is your 4 fingers or 3 fingers, however many fingers you want to do, are really just going to push the card in. You're just pushing the card in, lifting all the cards from the break, and just turning like this to show the card, right? That's literally all it is. So let's just take another card here, just so. Simultaneously, you're just pushing in this case, Jack of Clubs, right? But we're going to push in and flip at the break. So now you can see I'm showing them the 9 of Diamonds. It's a nice, convincing illusion. It really looks like the 9 of Diamonds is the card that they just picked. From there, the trick is pretty much over. All you gotta do is lose the cards, cast your shadows, do whatever you want, spread the deck, show, oh my god, my card's not here, what happened? You know, it's not turning colors, do whatever acting you want and say, well, there's this card over here, yada yada. What was your second card? Did they tell you? And then they really freak out when they see this is no longer that Jack of Hearts, but this is the 9 of Diamonds. It's such a great trick. It's beautiful. And real quick, if you want to set this trick up again, or if you want to do another mem deck trick, very, very easy to do, because you haven't really mixed up the cards, don't forget. So your cards are really still intact. They're just cut. So all you have to do is find the cut point, meaning the top card and where the bottom card meet. For me, it's the 4 of clubs and the 9 of diamonds. The 4 of clubs is the first card in Mnemonica, and the 9 of diamonds is 52. You're just going to cut the cards at that point. In this case, with this trick, their selection will be out of place. It'll be right there, so don't worry about that. You can just take that out. And now, Jack of Hearts is 20, so all you have to do is put the Jack of Hearts back in the 20th position, which is, that's 17, King of Clubs is 18, 2 of Diamonds is 19, so now it's 20, and now your deck is all ready to go back in Mnemonica. And then if you want to perform this exact trick again, just throw this card back in the bottom, and yeah, now you are ready to go. But anyways, guys, that is pretty much it. I really hope you guys liked this brand new version of the world's best card trick. Is it the world's best card trick? I don't know, but definitely a good one. I really hope you guys enjoyed the video. So you guys know what to do. Make sure you leave a thumbs up, leave a comment below, and of course, if you're not subscribed, what are you doing? Subscribe already, goddammit. Yeah, but I'll see you guys for the next video. Who knows when that'll be. Cardtrix 8 signing off. Peace out, guys. Have a Merry Christmas.
See that I'm a demon, do not misbehave. Yeah, I'm Krampus, yeah, I'm Krampus, yeah, yeah. See me when I'm sleeping, knowing I'm awake. Yeah, apprentice, yeah, apprentice, yeah, yeah. See that I'm a demon, do not misbehave. Yeah, I'm Krampus, yeah, I'm Krampus, yeah, yeah. Why you so rude, dawg?